The Marcos Duterte rift. The Philippine political landscape is in turmoil. President Marcos Jr. and Vice President Duterte are locked in a bitter feud. Their alliance is crumbling. The cracks are deep and widening. They were a formidable force in the 2022 elections, securing a landslide victory. But personal ambitions and policy clashes strained the partnership. Duterte commands significant political influence. Her rift with Marcos has sent shockwaves through the country. The implications are far-reaching. Governance is affected, with policies stalled. Public trust in the government is eroding. The feud threatens to destabilize the nation. The future remains unclear. Will reconciliation be possible, or will the rift deepen, further dividing the nation? The fate of the Philippines hangs in the balance. Duterte's confession, a political earthquake. Sara Duterte's shocking admission sent shockwaves through the Philippines. She confessed to ordering political assassinations, even allegedly targeting Marcos, the First Lady, and the House Speaker. Her words sparked outrage and disbelief across the nation. Duterte's claims, if true, are deeply disturbing. They paint a picture of a leader willing to resort to violence for political gain. Her confession has triggered calls for her resignation or impeachment. The public grapples with the implications of her words, their trust in leadership shaken. Duterte claims her statements were taken out of context. However, the damage is done. Her confession has fueled the fire of the feud with Marcos. Reconciliation seems impossible now, the chasm between them wider than ever. The international community watches with concern. The Philippines, a key player in Southeast Asia, faces reputational damage. Duterte's confession raises questions about human rights and the rule of law. The stability of the region is at stake. Impeachment looms, a nation divided. Duterte's confession ignited a firestorm. Lawmakers, outraged by her admission, initiated impeachment proceedings. The process is complex, fraught with political maneuvering. If successful, Duterte will be removed from office, a historic event in Philippine politics. The impeachment battle is a proxy war between the Marcos and Duterte camps. Each side rallies its supporters, accusing the other of treachery and manipulation. The nation is divided, mirroring the deep rift between its leaders. Duterte and her allies denounce the impeachment as a witch hunt. They claim the charges are baseless, a ploy to silence opposition. The battle lines are drawn, the political landscape further polarized. The outcome of the impeachment is uncertain. The process is lengthy, the outcome unpredictable. But one thing is clear, the nation is deeply divided, its future uncertain. The outcome will have far-reaching consequences for the Philippines and its people. Section 4. The Shadow of Dynasties. A struggle for power. The Marcos-Duterte feud lays bare a persistent problem: dynastic politics. Both families have held power for decades, their influence deeply ingrained. This concentration of power within a few families stifles democracy and breeds discontent. Critics argue that dynasties hinder progress. They limit opportunities for new leaders with fresh ideas. The current feud highlights the urgent need for reforms to dismantle these entrenched power structures. The Philippines needs a more inclusive and representative democracy. Meritocracy, not family ties, should determine leadership. The nation deserves a system that serves all citizens, not just a select few. The outcome of the Marcos-Duterte power struggle will shape the country's future. Will dynasties continue to dominate? Or will the Philippines break free from the shackles of the past and embrace a more democratic future? The answer lies in the hands of the Filipino people. Section 5. Public discontent. The 2025 midterm elections. The Philippine public is captivated by the political drama unfolding. The Marcos-Duterte feud dominates headlines, fueling public discourse. However, beneath the surface lies deep discontent and a growing sense of disillusionment. The 2025 midterm elections will be a crucial test. They will gauge public sentiment towards both leaders. Will the electorate punish Duterte for her confession? Or will they rally behind Marcos, perceiving him as a victim? The elections will be fiercely contested. Both sides will leverage the feud to mobilize their bases. The outcome will determine the balance of power in Congress and shape the remainder of Marcos's term. The Filipino people hold the power. Their votes will decide the direction of the nation. Will they choose to maintain the status quo? Or will they demand change, yearning for a government that prioritizes their needs and aspirations? The 2025 midterm elections will provide the answer. Section 6. Regional Concerns. The Philippines on the world stage. The international community watches the Philippine political crisis with apprehension. The feud between Marcos and Duterte has regional implications, particularly in Southeast Asia. A destabilized Philippines could have ripple effects throughout the region. The South China Sea dispute looms large. A weakened Philippines could embolden China's assertiveness in the region. The feud also undermines efforts to promote democracy and human rights in Southeast Asia. A stable and prosperous Philippines is crucial for regional stability. The international community must urge dialogue and reconciliation between Marcos and Duterte. Supporting democratic institutions and the rule of law is paramount. The world is watching. The actions of Philippine leaders have global consequences. The international community must stand ready to support the Filipino people as they navigate this turbulent period and strive for a more peaceful and prosperous future.